here where it just completely snapped. This is not super structurally safe right now. We're gonna get out of here. This is probably the worst main support I've ever seen. So we're out here in the historic Boston Edison district for one of our clients. We got a hoarder house here. We're gonna go in, we're gonna check it out, write up the estimate. We'll bring you guys along and see what a 120-year-old historic house looks like. Before we even get inside, the first thing you notice, this porch, it's got a lot of cracking, it's got a lot of sinking. Now, your front porch should be sloped slightly so that when the water lands on it, it runs away. You can tell here, it's broken up, it's cracked up. It's got 2 or 3 different layers over it. It's much higher in the back corner than it is over here. So more than likely this porch cap just needs to be redone. Let's see what we see inside. I've heard it's a hoarder house, so it might be kind of fun getting through here. But keep in mind, this is a historic property in the Boston Edison district, which is a very expensive district in Detroit. And I don't know if you can tell on camera yet, but there is absolutely nowhere to walk. You can see newspapers piled high, chemicals. I mean, it's hard to estimate something like this, right? Because we can't see the floors, so we're just gonna assume the floors are ruined. Now, if you look right here at the entry, that penny tile looks like it's in great shape. The rest of the house could be in that good a shape. We don't know, but we can't see it, so we're gonna assume that it's destroyed. Look at these old doors. Actually, don't touch that door. There's mold growing all over that door. Careful with what you're touching, guys. There's mold all over this.
Apparently this house is 6 years old.
6?
Yeah, I guess they either moved in 2018 or they moved out of 2018.
Frank is doing his hoarding thing over here. There's so much money over here.
I know, there's this whole drawer full of it.
Oh, well, pull that back out. We got to show the people. So you all know how much Frank loves collecting his change. What'd you find?
Look at so much change.
Now, it's really a shame because this house, I mean, even just look at the crown molding around this place. I mean, again, we are in the Boston Edison district, which is a very expensive district in Detroit, but this house would have been gorgeous in its time. I believe Tristan said the comps on this thing are around $600,000. So I'm sure you guys are seeing this, but this is just a ton of trash. I mean, the floors look okay, but again, with all this on it, it's hard to tell, right? The wood trim actually looks to be in really great shape, but as you look around and you see all the drywall in here, I mean, you can tell that this is completely destroyed. It's disgusting. I mean, the paint's just peeling off. The drywall or the plaster has just been destroyed, but the woodwork actually looks pretty good. This whole house is full. These are actually the old solid, you can see if I rip this off. These are the old solid wood doors. So these are actually the original built-ins. I mean, this is pretty nice. Of course, it's all completely packed, but the fact that this wood survived is kind of a miracle. You can see just how rusty everything is, but this would have been a gorgeous house in its time with all this custom woodwork. I mean, look at the wainscoting. So Tristan said we got to be careful walking through here. He said the floor joists are rotted. He could see it from the basement. So we'll go down into the basement later and show you that. But let's see how far we can go. But again, look in here. I mean, the crown molding up here, it looks like it's in great shape. The floors, despite being packed with stuff, they're in great shape. They may actually be in great shape because they've been covered by everything. But yeah, you can see in the corner there, that's all that water, and you can see it up here on the ceiling some, but that's all water that just ate away at that and just collapsed that whole corner. You can also see this is incredibly patinaed, so as things rust, they eventually turn green. I believe the Statue of Liberty and possibly the Eiffel Tower, but I'm pretty confident the Statue of Liberty is all patinaed like that. So Tristan says we can't go in here. I'm going to take his word on it, just because I don't want to walk in there. These old doors, I mean, with the original mechanisms, the crystal knobs here. I mean, these doors may be salvageable. They look to be in pretty good shape. Clean up the glass. I mean, you can just see the layer of whatever that is on the glass. But just clean that up, and a lot of this woodwork may be salvageable. So I'm going to open this up a little bit. You can see this was the old kitchen sink in here. I don't know if it comes up on camera, but this was your kitchen. That'd be your kitchen sink. You can see if you come around the corner here, that would have been your pantry.
Marco.
Polo. You've got your massive stove over here. I mean, again, all this custom woodwork, this would have been a very nice place. We've got another staircase here. I'm not really sure where that goes. But when you're talking historic district, this old woodwork, these old windows, the old wainscoting, the old built-ins, that's all the stuff you want to save for the character. You want to modernize the handles and things like that to bring it up in value. But if you can save all that old historic character, that's where you get some real money in these old houses. Did you go down there? Looks like we're going down there. Again, we go down these slowly, one step at a time. If you do fall, you're not falling full force. That third step's really weak. Oh geez. So this is interesting. These are old brick steps. Oh wow. There's a lot of cool stuff down here actually. Even though one or two of those steps are kind of weak because the wood is rotted, this is brick. So like these stairs are gonna stay for another 100 years. But it's gorgeous character that you can't get in something new. So this in here is an old brick fireplace that they built into here too. So back in there, there's a chimney that obviously it all escapes from. The old stuff here is crazy. Oh wow, look at this. Oh boy. Yeah, don't stand right there. You can see they got this cool built-in bar top here, big old wet sink back there. A couple things I want to point out, and then we're actually going to get out of this basement because of what Frank just found. But before I show you that, you can see the old water heater, the old boiler. I don't even know what that one on the right would be. It's so old. Just look at this rust. I mean, that is some thick rusting on this too. So that tells you how wet it is. And I don't know if you can tell, but this is not like concrete or anything. This is dirt. There's obviously concrete under it, but this is a whole lot of dirt. So that's how wet it's been down here, that this is all filled with dirt. This right here. So this is your beam that's holding the house. You can see from here to here how thick of a beam that is. But it got wet. What happens when it got wet? It cracked. So you can see these were two separate pieces. This one cracked in the center and fell. So you can see the difference from this one to this one. Now, you can see here where it just completely snapped. So this is not super structurally safe right now. So we're not gonna spend too much more time down here. You can see just how completely shattered this is. And if you come under here, you can see all this, but at some point they put another post in there to try to support it. It completely snapped this post, completely snapped this massive beam. I mean, that shows you how long this beam is. Completely snapped this, completely snapped this. All the excess water and everything down here, it's only gonna get worse. So we're gonna get out of here, but this is probably the worst main support I've ever seen in a house. Oh boy, that's an old bathroom. That's an old wooden toilet in this bathroom. I believe this house is on the market for about 100 grand. If you buy it for 100 grand and the comps are 500-600 grand, you have a pretty good budget to fix it. So none of this stuff is concerning, but it all needs to be addressed immediately. So let's catch up with Frank and Tristan, head upstairs and see what they found. These are really solid stairs. This is that other door from the kitchen that I said I'm not sure where it goes. It goes to the other side of the stairs, so it's a two-sided staircase. Yeah, you don't want to breathe in all this for much longer. Oh boy. It looks like at one point, the attic's there, maybe we'll go there next. It looks like at one point there was homeless people staying in here, and then it looks like an animal got in here and ripped this thing apart. You can just see all the foam ripped up all over the floor. Fortunately, for an estimate purpose, every room up here is just 4 bedrooms. 4 bedrooms and a bathroom. It's pretty easy to estimate, but Frank said the blueprints might be in here. So if you know anything about blueprints, they're always rolled, not folded. Trying to see if I can find a year on these. There's nothing on that one. Here we go. This is dated back to 1/29 of 74. You can see the difference in the color of which part of the paper was exposed and which part of the paper was hidden, because this is super yellowed and this is super white. This looks to be an airport terminal. Whoever lived here must have been an architect because these are plans for the Wayne County Road Commission for an airport terminal. I mean, this has the ticket counter. You can see here. Oh, look at this. These are all the different signages, back Pan Am, Elatella, I'm not sure what that is, but you can see all the different Butler Aviation, the elevations for the signage. This person must have somehow helped build the airport. And don't worry, I'm not throwing them on the floor. They're all connected here at the edge. These are some very cool, very intricate prints from the Louis G. Redstone Associates back in '74. So I'm guessing whenever they did something with the airport in '74, they had all these prints for that. Believe it or not, you still use prints of this size today. When you look at each one of these sheets here, each of these is very expensive. The cheapest printer that they have to print blueprints of this size is about $1,500. When you look at prints like this, it's very expensive to get prints made. If you don't use prints very often, you probably don't need a specific printer. However, you could work with a $50 printer. If you're in big scale construction or you use prints a lot, you're gonna want a blueprint printer. Not cheap, but super vital. Another thing that's super vital when you're doing projects like this is a system and a software. Now, fortunately, Jobber's been a good partner with the channel. They sponsor us quite a bit. They've got everything you need when it comes to software. Scheduling, billing, client communications, pictures, estimating, every piece of it. So whether you're doing large scale construction like that, or you're doing small scale, building decks, porches, refinishing bathrooms, stuff like that, Jobber's a great system for that. If you click our link in the description, you'll get 25% off your plan and you'll get a free trial. So check them out. They've been a good sponsor to the channel. Hopefully you support them. Let's check out the attic. Turns out this is not an attic. It's a full floor with 3 more bedrooms and a bathroom, 2 more bedrooms, a home office, probably for the architect, and a full bathroom. This house is massive. This is a very old tub. That's your waste pipe for the water to run down. When you're done with your bath, plug it, let it drain. You got your handles here. When you talk about historic properties, you don't see detail like you do here. These things are all individually printed, right? I mean, that kind of detail on your ironwork, you don't see that nowadays. That's the character you get in these historic properties. Now, the structural support is definitely an issue, and we need to fix that because walking through this whole place, you can feel it in the floors where it's sinking. You can see behind us here in the drywall where it's all cracked. It's a very old carpet. I don't even know what year this is. You look at the paint scheme, look at the color. This is definitely old. We have not looked at the exterior yet. It turns out there is no attic here, just a full floor. So let's go outside, check out the exterior, check out the backyard, see what we see. It feels a lot bigger than 2,400 square feet. I mean, I'd have thought it was closer to 4,000 if no one told me. Man, it's starting to get cold out here. It's Michigan. We're starting to get to the weather. You know what's not cold though? My feet, because of a longtime channel sponsor, Camel City Mill. They sent us out some new socks for their winter. Frank got the real long ones, compression. Couple key features to these socks. They're compression, so they squeeze your feet, they feel nice. Made for long 12, 14-hour work days. Your feet don't sweat. My feet have stayed warm all day, but they're not sweating yet. On top of that, they're made in America. American made, made in the USA. That's a big thing. Anything you want to add?
I just love them. I want more.
Frank wants more. Check out our link in the description. They're actually the longest running sponsor on the channel, so we really appreciate them. And if you use our link in the description, they'll even give you a discount. So give them a try. So you see the windows. This I'm a little concerned about, where this is pulling away. I'm a little concerned about that, but that's just knocking out a piece of limestone and putting in a new piece. I definitely think it needs a new porch cap. Most likely needs a roof. A lot of this wood is rotted, so a lot of that's gonna have to go when you do the roof. There's a lot of exterior work to be done. Obviously, the trees, the bushes, all that kind of stuff needs to be cleaned up too. And if you look over here, we actually can't get to the backyard because there's no way to get to it from inside the house. And somebody has a truck parked here with a fence right next to it. Yeah, but then we're gonna be buying somebody a fence.
I made it through. You can see what we had to go through to get back here. We really need to take a look at the rest of this house. Look at this porch. This is collapsed. Yeah, this is pretty bad. He wouldn't even have known there was a garage back here. Look at this view. 1, 2, 3 exterior doors. Surprisingly, I don't know how this translates to video, but surprisingly, not in bad shape. You know, if you can imagine scrubbing away all this stuff. An absolutely gorgeous house. I don't think we're gonna be able to get anywhere near this garage. gives us an idea. You know, when we go out and do a quote, we do try to look at everything we possibly can, given the nature of where we're at.
If you want to see another historic building that we checked out, you can click right here.